morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire. Welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the support and resistance levels. It is Saturday, the 1st of August. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks. Bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a pullback through the pivot at 11,260 to support a recovery and a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 11,530. Going to need to see a broad-based crypto rally, however, for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's highs. Bitcoin visited 11,440 before pulling back. Barring extended rally, first major resistance level should cap in the upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin eye the second major resistance level at 11,710 before any pullback. Fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 11,080 into play. Barring extended sell-off, should see Bitcoin avoid sub-11s and the second major support level at 10,810. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a bearish crossover there, so going to need to see Bitcoin avoid that pullback through the pivot. At the EMAs, nothing conclusive, but we're seeing the 50 hold its range on the 100 and 200, suggestive of a possible recovery. Moving across to EOS against the dollar, bearish start to the day, tracking the broader market. Going to need to see EOS move back through the pivot at 3.0865. Support a run at this first major resistance level sitting at 3.1566. Support from the broader market to break out from yesterday's high that was at 3.1481. So barring a breakout, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, we've got 3.2 to be tested. We should see avoid or fall short at least of the second major resistance level at 3.2183. Failure to move back through the pivot is going to bring that first major support level sitting at 3.0248 into play. Barring extended sell-off, should see EOS avoid sub-3s and the second major support level sitting at 2.9547. Looking at the MACDs, we've got that bearish crossover and a widening of the bearish histogram suggesting of a pullback this morning. Nothing conclusive on the EMAs, so key through the morning will be to avoid a pullback through to sub-3s. A move through that pivot should bring a bullish day through and that 3.2 level. Moving across to Ethereum against the dollar, also a pullback this morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 341.65 to support a run at this first major resistance level, seeing it 355. Barring another extended breakout, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, we've got 360 and the second major resistance level sitting at 365 to cap any upside. Fall through the pivot, first major support level setting at 333.56 will come into play. Should see Ethereum steer well clear of the second major support level sitting at 320.26. Looking at the MACDs, we've got that widening of the bearish histogram, but we do see a widening of 50 EMA from the 100 and 200. So avoiding that pivot would support another breakout and bring 360s into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the dollar, we've seen a bearish start to the day here. Going to need to Ripple's XRP avoid a pullback through the pivot sitting at 25.42. Support a run on this first major resistance level sitting at 26.64. Support from the broader market is going to be needed to break back through to 26 levels. For barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, second major resistance level sitting at 27.30 would come into play. Fall through the pivot and we've got the first major support level sitting at 24.76. Should see Ripple's XRP avoid sub-25s, however, barring an extended sell-off on the day. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a narrowing of the bullish histogram but we are seeing a widening of the EMA, the 50 EMA from the 100 and 200. So avoiding that pivot at 25.42 would support a run through that first major resistance level to target 27s.